For those of you that have seen Avatar The Legend of Aang, this is a spoiler review of the movie. Starting with the animation, it was great. It was peak. The art style, it was like a painting. The backgrounds and everything, it was really, really beautiful. I love the animation. The storytelling, there were some issues with it, but I loved it overall. This story was basically Aang learning to forgive himself again. And according to the movie, he's been isolating himself from the rest of the team because he still has that guilt inside of him. So because of that, he's exploring the air temples and so on and so forth. Then he encounters the Denied, which leads him to go to Mount Bayou, where he discovers Taga. For 5,000 years, he's been on ice. He releases Taga, mountain starts collapsing, Taga holds up the mountain using airbending. Katara even made the statement, they were like, how was he able to do that? She was like, he has a very strong chi, the strongest she has ever sensed. And then they go on this journey to find the staff, and Taga starts to manipulate Aang. Aang wants to bring back the airbenders by all means, even to the point that he puts his friends in danger. Even when Katara, of all people, see, Aang, when Katara is in danger, they use how they play. So for Katara to be in danger and Aang was still like, we push forward, that was crazy. Aang trusted Taga, he was able to get the staff, and then Taga killed Aang's friends and killed Aang and took the staff. Then Aang has to come back, fight Taga. When he saw that he couldn't defeat Taga because Taga connected the staff to the temple and became very powerful, he now had to also connect the staff to the temple and also become Super 2 to defeat Taga. Now, this story is actually entertaining, but it actually brings up a lot of flaws in the writing and in the power scaling, because the story does not know if Aang has gotten more powerful or more weaker. Obviously, his fighting has gotten better, but his power scaling is all over the place. This is the same Aang who was able to use the Avatar state to move huge chunks of mountains literally in his fight against Firelord Ozai consistently. This same Aang was struggling to hold up an air temple. I do not understand the power scaling of this movie. A random guy among the Denied used his spear to fling 2 people up to meet Aang. Do you know how strong you have to be able to fling 2 people over multiple stories to meet someone else at the top? And then we see someone hold up a mountain. I don't think they actually power scaled this movie properly. Then to even talk about the story, Aang having to betray his friends, stuff like that, I wouldn't say it's a bad thing. When I say it's not a bad thing, I'm saying overall from the storytelling, I can see Aang falling for Taga's manipulation. It makes a lot of sense. Taga took advantage of his goodwill. But where Aang screwed up was when he started ignoring the warnings of Katara, because Katara was, those of you that say Korra's father and teachers, Tenzin and so on and so forth, were warning Korra of Unalaq. They didn't warn her. If you can get me a clip of where Tundra or Tenzin or Korra's mother or Mako or Bolin or anybody warned Korra about Unalaq, I would happily concede that point. But you won't find any clip like that because they never warned her of Unalaq. Nobody even thought Unalaq was a bad person. Katara, on the other hand, warned Aang about the journey they were taking. She was like, we have to turn back. She said it multiple times and he was like, now we push forward. So, but overall, if I'm to rate this movie, I actually ended up loving more from the movie than things that I didn't like. So I would say I'll give it a maybe a 7 over 10. It was nice, but it didn't really give us anything that special. And in as much as at my first watch, I was like, damn, Taga is crazy, scary, stuff like that. But at my second watch, I didn't really see Taga as a special villain. He was a generic villain. I didn't have enough to actually sympathize with him. Although him having to wake up to see that the same airbenders he was fighting to protect were dead, that was actually really, really crazy. The same airbenders that you were telling Sonam that he wanted to protect them and Sonam stopped you. Now the airbenders are wiped out. Like, it would even fail Taga. And back to power scaling, I've seen a lot of people saying that because of this movie, Taga with the staff is now more powerful than Unalaq. How? What did Taga do with the staff? He turned big. He fought Aang. He brought Sonam's temple back into Republic City. What else did he do that makes him more powerful than Unalaq? The statement of the spirit world energy flowing through the staff, is that what makes him more powerful than Unalaq? What is stopping Unavatu now from draining the spirit energy out of the staff if he wants to? Unavatu was shown to literally cover the entire world in dark energy, not to mention when he turned to that giant form that he turned into. Those of you that are saying that Taga is more powerful than Unavatu, based on what? Just one statement, because this is the issue I have with Aang fans. You guys always argue based on statements and reputation, never based on feats, never based on facts. When you guys even say that Taga without the staff will defeat Amon, I don't see it. So that's that for that show. The internet remains undefeated.